What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about Undisputed instead of playing it because there's something I wanted to talk about, and as you can tell by the title, I want to talk about the damage in Undisputed. Now of course this is just my opinion based on my near 100 hours of play time. There are people that may disagree, people that may agree, people that may not have realised this point I'm going to make until I make it. So it's okay to agree and disagree and have a discussion about it. Not everyone who disagrees with you needs to be your enemy, but I'd like to hear other people's thoughts on their experience and their findings, because for example, most people spend a lot of their time in the heavyweight division, whereas I've spent a good amount of time at that middleweight point, so we may have found different things. But anyways, let's talk about the damage in Undisputed. There's a few points I'm going to make throughout this video, so it won't just be zoned in on just one in particular thing, but everything will be damage related. Now I've seen a lot of people say about how the punchers need to do more damage because we're seeing 1,200 hooks be thrown a fight. We're seeing 400 power punches landed to the head with people like Sugar Ray Robinson and Ali, and still no knockdown. Still, if there's a rock, you know, they're able to escape. People are saying that Wilder needs to be more powerful because, you know, they're landing these big straight shots and that nothing is happening. Now my point to the Wilder thing is I do agree maybe he needs to be a little bit more powerful, but I think people are expecting too much of him. It's still a video game, and in real life Wilder is wildly inaccurate. He takes forever to set up that big right hand, except for recently, but the Luis Ortiz fights are a prime example, losing every single round for 8 rounds until he lands that one big shot. Now you put that kind of power into a video game, everyone's going to use Wilder because every round one is going to be a knockout. But I do believe he needs to be a bit more powerful, but I think people are expecting too much of a video game version of him. Now, in my experience, my KO rate is about 40%, 40 to 60% online, I would say. I'd say if you flip a coin, I'll either get a knockout or I'll go to decision. I wouldn't say that I go 98% decisions. So I've been quite lucky. I'd say I'm in the minority of people that are getting high knockout rate. Now, I've avoided ranked and unranked pretty much and stuck to inviting people from the Discord. I've played 4 unranked fights. I won them all by knockout because I knocked them all down and they all quit. They were all spammers, and it's not a fun experience at the moment. The spamming is still kind of plaguing the game. And since the last update, I've been getting some really nice knockdowns, some really nasty KOs across the board, and not been struggling too much with it, but I still agree that there is an issue with the damage. But the more I play and the more I look at the damage, the more I've noticed something that not many people are talking about. And I personally don't think that the damage the punchers do is the problem. Now I believe that the reason not many people are seeing this is because I'm seeing everybody use Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Terence Crawford, Canelo, Ali, Fury, Wilder. No one is using Frank Bruno. No one is using Michael McKinson. No one is using Dalton Smith. Now, when I make the point that I'm now going to make, for me, you have to remove Ali from the situation. He is incredibly overpowered. Every punch he lands is deadly. His hooks are too powerful for the speed he has. He is a knockout artist in this game. If this version of him really existed, he would be 70-0 with 71 KOs. He'd have KO'd the fighter and the ref in one fight. He's too powerful in this game. I think there needs to be some form of balancing. For Ali, I think we all have the utmost respect for Ali and that he needs to be made properly in a video game. But right now, he is just boring to fight because everybody is spamming with him. When you fight a legit Ali that puts combinations together and picks shots, it's tons of fun. It's a real challenge, but he's too easy to abuse. Now, before I get into my key point in terms of the damage, I've said this again and again to the developers. I still believe there needs to be 2 lines of punch stats. Right now we have jab, straight, hook, uppercut, power punch, and so on and so forth. But I think it is ridiculous that someone has a 92 jab and that just correlates to the body shot. I don't think that makes sense. I think that is why some punches to the body, which I'll get on in a moment, are ridiculously overpowered. I think there needs to be 2 lines of shots. I still have been using as an example that Canelo's body hooks are better than his head hooks, and a trait right now is just not doing the difference that we need. But let me know your thoughts about that in the comments down below. Do you think that they should have a difference in headshots there and it just like they slowly transition? Whatever. I don't know how they would do the menus for it, but I think there needs to be headshots and body shots. The point of damage. This is why I believe that the damage, in a sense, doesn't need to be tweaked with too much. Body drops are insanely easy. Body uppercuts are honestly overpowered. You can land 20 and you will knock someone down. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4 alternate hands and they will go down instantly. Whereas you land a bunch of head hooks, chances are they're not going to go down. And I think that we're seeing the damage. People are trying to land that big right hand with Wilder and they're, oh, he's not going down, he's not going down. Now, I believe we're misdirecting our thoughts into the punch damage. I believe the problem lies with the chin and the head resistance. When you go for the body and you land body shot combinations, mix it up with the head, you can feel the damage you're doing to the body. You can rock them with the body, drop them with the body so much more consistently and honestly, realistically, assuming you're not spamming, than you can to the head. You can absorb way too many shots to the head. Now, this is not saying that the punch damage is perfect. I just do believe it still needs to be tweaked in some areas and individual shots need to be improved. Everything chin related, from the damage that you can absorb from the cuts, the swelling, is just too beefy. Everybody's head is insane. Now, here's how I kind of came to this conclusion. Regardless of chin rating, everyone can easily eat an unholy amount of counters, power punches, insane volume. No matter who they are, they can do it. I used Sugar Ray Robinson against Michael McKinson, and it still took me to round 6 to... And I mean, when I would say I was battering him, I think I landed about 70% more total punches than him. I was hammering him body and head. And the body shots were the ones that were gritting him. And the head, he was just eating headshots over and over. It's insane. You can... The chin is just crazy. Now, someone like Joe Joyce, who has the granite chin trait, which reduces the chance of it being a flash KO by 25%, which I think is completely fucking stupid. I think that it should be related to everything. Rock, stun, drop, KO, even damage chance. I don't get... No one says, oh, he's got a granite chin, which means he cannot be flash knockout by 20. It doesn't make sense. The granite chin trait needs to be something that you say, oh damn, he's got the granite chin, this is going to be a tough fight, I'm going to need to work head and body to have those open shots to the chin. Whereas the granite chin right now, in my opinion, means fuck all. It doesn't matter. The trait is useless. Someone like Frank Bruno, who has a 77 chin resistance, can still absorb a Wilder right hand. He can still absorb any shot to the head. Whereas you use someone weak like Hopey Price, you can rip to the body 6 times and you will see that body go down like that and he is done. Whereas someone with a bad chin like Bruno or even Hopey or George Davey, they can still eat a lot of punches against pound for pound greats to the head where they just shouldn't be able to. Frank Bruno has a 77 chin resistance in this game. He can walk through anything. He lost 5 fights in his career, all of which by KO or TKO. So how is he able to walk through 8 rounds of a Fury battering? Doesn't make sense to me. Everyone in this game has an insane chin. I would also jump straight to the power of the punches needs to be improved. But we're going to see the body uppercut spam go through the roof. We're going to see Sugar Ray Robinson and Ali hook spam become worse because the punches are going to be so much more powerful. Of course, the tracking and the desync we're experiencing right now doesn't help the situation, but I'm putting that aside and focusing on the damage for this video. Now, we all know it's a balancing act, and it's not even a month past its early access yet. We're 15, 16 days in at this point. I understand that, but I've seen a lot of talks of damage, and I just wanted to give my opinions on it and kind of go from a different angle and see what you guys think. But I think having a high chin rating needs to mean something in this game. It needs to be noteworthy, whereas right now, everybody can absorb unholy amounts of shots. I think every fighter in this game needs to have their chin rating, their resistance to damage lowered so that the granite chin trait can be improved to be a resistance across every form of damage by 25%, not just flash knockouts. Because right now, Joyce, Canelo, who both have the granite chin trait, Bruno, Dalton, Sugar Ray Robinson, Michael McKinson, they can all eat around the same amount of punches if they're fighting the same person. If you put them all in the ring with the same person, they'll be able to more or less eat the same amount of damage. I should not be Joyce and be getting rocked in the first round. That just shouldn't happen. I should not be Canelo and getting rocked or dropped in the first round. That just shouldn't be happening. I should not be Michael McKinson going up against a skilled Sugar Ray Robinson player and letting him hit me and just being able to take that punishment for 8 rounds. Now, my other side note to the damage is the left, right and centre of the face that we see. Now, I honestly like this idea, but right now, you can batter the left side of the body, the left side of the head, sorry, beyond repair. And there's this perfect line, I think it looks stupid by the way, this perfect line of redness here. Battered. Now, let's say that's the lead hook. What purpose do I have right now to throw the backhand hook? what purpose do I have to throw that? I don't have a purpose right now because there is no reward for smart boxing. Now that I know this left side is hurt, I may as well just keep throwing the lead hook. There is no reward. I think either the left, right, and center for the head gets removed and only counts towards cuts and swelling. And for head damage, you have an overall head damage. So if you batter the center, the left and right are vulnerable. Because if you've sparred, if you've fought, you know, let's say you get caught repeatedly with this lead hook, your whole head hurts. You're not just like, this side hurts. Well, I'm okay this side. I can probably take another 15 punches here. No, your whole head hurts. That's the whole point. Or if they're dead set on keeping left, right, and center in terms of the damage that it does that correlates to the knockouts and knockdowns, I believe that if you batter the left side, the right side needs to become more susceptible, maybe 2 times damage. So if you are gonna jab straight, lead hook, backhand hook, that should matter. Whereas right now, the only thing that matters is, am I going to land that shot on that already injured side of the head, which to me encourages spamming because same side head attacks make more sense from a wanting to win standpoint. I'm not even going to argue, it's just a fact that it is so much more viable to land the same hook over and over again than it is to mix up your shots, because this side is fresh, this side is damaged. That doesn't make sense. I believe they need to remove it and just have left and right and center for cuts, bones, and swelling. So broken nose, broken orbital, cuts here, cuts there, swelling eyes, you guys get it. Then have an overall head damage that correlates to the chin resistance, the head health, the cut, and then obviously have cut and swelling resistance as its own thing as it is. I also think that rocks, stuns, and drops are not playing their part enough. Right now, you can be dropped, rocked, and stunned multiple times. And once you get up, once you recover from the rock or the drop, you are fresh. You're fine. It's almost like it never happened. You can move around loose movement pretty freely. You can throw with no real hindrance to your accuracy. Now, of course, you can look at Fury in the 12th round of the first Wilder fight and say, well, he got up and he was on his A game. You know, he argued that it woke him up. You know, you can say that, that's fine, but not every fighter has that in them. Sometimes a shot is so painful and it's so brain rattling. AJ versus Ruiz, for example, the way he got tagged against Klitschko and was able to get up and be fine, that's great. But then he got hit just in the worst place, worst time against Ruiz, and he was not with it. For the next however many rounds he had left in him, he wasn't with it. I think that being rocked or stunned, and especially dropped, needs to have more long-term or at least round-term punishments in them, whether it be that you are more susceptible to getting rocked again, whether it be that your punches become more inaccurate or slightly slower for the rest of the round, whether you move slightly slower, maybe not every time, maybe it's just a roll of the dice. You know, how bad was that rock? How bad was that drop? Because I don't believe that Adelaide would be dropped by Fury 4 or 5 times across a 6-round fight and he would be able to get up, skip around and start snapping off a jab. No, he's going to be scared. He's going to want to cover up and not go down again. That's how we should feel. We should be, all right, we've been dropped 3 times. I can feel my shots slowing down. I can feel my fighter is moving slower because he's just not with it. I need to make it towards the end of this round, recover my stamina, recover my health, let the coaches do their jobs and get me back out safely. And that's where I think the courage stat should come in, because fighters with really low courage, some of them have been balanced terribly. Jordan Gill, for example, if you watched his fight against Kareem, I think it was, where he got DDT'd into the ground and he got up. He was out of it, but he still got back up. He was against the ropes, holding his own. His legs didn't work, but his hands did. And that is what courage is about, in my opinion. And it just doesn't seem it plays a part in this game at the moment. Now, stamina is a whole other issue. I'm going to be making a different video about it. But for this one, I wanted to focus on damage. And that's kind of my point. I don't believe that the punch damage is the issue. I believe that chin and head resistance is the problem. I believe the left, right, and center side of the head is the problem. I can knock everybody out with body shots in a 12-round fight with absolute ease. Sorry for the abrupt cut, guys. My door went, I had to go and answer it. As I was saying, my point just kind of is, I believe that the punch damage does still need to be tweaked. I don't believe it's perfect by any means. I think the body shots are in a good place where body shots do hurt. They do damage you or your stamina and your health the way they should. But I do believe that right now, chin-related traits play no part. Chin resistance really plays no part. I just don't I just don't think that someone with 77 chin resistance should be anywhere able to take the amount of damage that someone with a 95 chin resistance can take. I do not notice the difference between playing as someone with low chin resistance and high chin resistance. I mean, yeah, I can be slightly more reckless, but I have never... My flash knockdown percentage of me getting flash knockdown is not any higher or lower for a lower chin resistance fighter. My rate of being rocked is not higher or lower with a lower chin resistance fighter. I've been rocked more with Crawford, Canelo and Joe Frazier than I have Dalton Smith and Hopi Price. So, yeah, but that's my thoughts on the damage. I think that's where the problem lies, personally. Like I said, I think the left, centre and right is definitely a big problem that definitely encourages same-side head attacks and you could argue same-side head spam. But this is just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Yeah, I think that there definitely has been a whole rehash, a whole rebalancing, a whole tweaking system done to all cuts, all swelling, all chin resistance and all head damage, personally. I think regardless if a fighter is great, regardless if a fighter is a legend, they really need to look at who has dropped them in their career, what was their power like. Because right now you've got people like Sonny Edwards. I like Sonny Edwards, you know, he's great to use in game and he seems like a good dude. But right now his chin resistance is way too high. He got dropped by someone with no knockouts. I feel like that needs to play a part in some way. But anyways, thank you as always for watching, guys. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.